So, what's it going to be? What's the racist word of the day? Pick one out of the air, James.
Well, the racist word of the day is field. F-I-E-L-D.
Fields.
And Smith College. Now, I have to paint a picture for you of Smith College because it is in this beautiful town called Northampton, Massachusetts, in western Massachusetts in New England. Absolutely beautiful. It is possibly the most left-wing place on earth. It is, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how Smith College is. It's this women's college in western Massachusetts. And yes, it is. Well, I think there's been some controversy around that. Now,
but what is a woman?
Well, so that's a great question, but I don't know if they're allowed to ask that there. But there's the Smith College School of Social Work, so you can imagine that this is just the absolute inner circle of, Leninism there.
Yeah.
Has banned the word field because they're all about centering the lives of marginalized communities who might find the word field offensive because apparently, help me out on this one, it has links to slavery.
Slaves worked in fields, is what I'm getting here. So did pretty much everybody in history work in a field. Pretty much everybody. There you go. You'll find racism. If you want to look for it, you'll find it everywhere. That's what they're trying to do. The number of teens, Rita, who identify as LGBTQ has skyrocketed apparently. Well, that's no surprise there. If you keep teaching kids keep brainwashing kids that they might be in the wrong body. Of course, there are some who genuinely are, but there are plenty who are going to jump on that particular bandwagon on the transgender.
But there's more to that. There's more to that because, it actually ties into a bit to what we were talking about before at the beginning of the show around the coronation. And if you keep talking somebody down or a culture down or something, saying that you identify as any of these things, whether or not you are or not, that gives you victim points. And in the schools especially where, they celebrate this sort of left-wing culture of victimhood, if you're just an ordinary kid with nothing special about you, then it's like, oh, well, I'm just pretty boring. But you put your hand up for this and suddenly privilege points come to you.
There's nothing more virtuous than victimhood in the culture at the moment. So if you identify as a member of a community, and let's face it, we're not talking about just people who are gay, lesbian or bisexual, all the other letters are typically people who have sex with the other gender. They're just with extra steps involved. So if you identify as that and that gives you protection, it gives you all sorts of status, it gives you victimhood, then of course kids are going to gravitate towards it. That is what Abigail Schreier was also writing about.
And we said during the same-sex marriage debate that this is not about tolerating LGBTIQ within the schoolroom, it's about advocating for and promoting. And that's exactly what happens. James asked what happens to the normal kid who's sitting there. Well, one boy who was wearing a T-shirt saying there are only two genders, he was sent home. So that's what happens in this modern world of ours.